Hi folks, Heath Norris here, former write-in candidate for Kansas governor. And while I don't know what that is, on the subject, I would like to thank the handful of you, and I certainly mean handful, that did take the time to write in. Yours truly. And I would have to go back and research it, but the official tally I brought up from the state of Kansas, and I'm not ashamed to say I managed to get 7 votes. Well, that's not very much, Heath. No, it's not. However, if you look on the tally, our boy Brownback got 530,000 some odd, 63% of the vote. Democrat Tom Holland, 270,000, 32% of the vote. Andrew Gray, our Libertarian candidate, 22,000, 2% of the vote, 2.6 according to these numbers. Kenneth Cannon, I believe the fundamentalists, a party I'm not even sure what's going on over there. I'd have to hit the internet and research them. 15,000, 1.8%. Nobody else is on the count here, folks, but your buddy Heath Charles Norris and 7 people took an independent stand and said, you know what, we're going to do this right or wrong. I don't know what Brownback spent, and I can't remember what my friend Todd Reeves said when I first asked him about running with me, but his response was something along the lines of, oh, you're going to need like $3 million at least to beat Brownback. That was even before Brownback announced he was going to run. I'm like, well, man, if you already got your mind made up, no wonder he was such a shoo-in. Do you see the problem? Do you see the error in that line of thinking there, gang? But I've got to believe it's kind of funny. I spent about $700 and got 7 votes. And if you figure you had 500, where's my calculator? 530 some odd thousand times $100. That's the 5. Let me make sure the zeros are right. 53 million. I hope he didn't spend 53 million. I hope you know, you get that many votes, you get a volume discount. Anyway, who knows what he spent? It would be interesting to know how much he really spent. I suppose those numbers are available somewhere. Hey, you look it up. You know, I didn't buy any votes. That was just on stuff and paper and gas. You know, get any real support? No, not really. Because apparently nobody wants to hear the real truth. They want to hear, you know, what can my country do for me? Isn't that how it is at your job? What can the company do for me? How much am I going to get? I'm not going to do any extra work. And you know, I fight that sometimes too. But anyway, thanks for the other 6 of you. I, of course, being one of the 7. So it is nice to be back on the air, as it were. Finally got some equipment going again, and believe me, it's rock bottom, low budget. But really, if rock bottom and low budget will get the job done, do we need all the bells and whistles? Do we need the latest shiny gadget? Yeah, technology keeps jumping ahead, but you know, in theory, my good old VHS video camera can still record a message and pass it along, and isn't that what it's all about here? Whether it's instantly on internet, YouTube, the nightly news, or something like the Bible that's got information in it that could be valuable to your existence. Anyway, so I just wanted to get back in the groove and see if we could get the equipment going. I just want you to use your head, and can't you see, folks, how there's a shadow government? There's a shadow spirit, a wickedness that's come up. It's in the Democratic Party, but it's on both sides, really. And so that's why I still believe a strong independent candidate is what it's going to take, because none of you should belong to a political party. You should be an independent American, but you're getting all your safety and all your self-worth and all your what I am and from belonging to the left or the right or the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. You should really not belong to any party if you're a true American. And that's what this whole republic was based on. I don't have my board here to draw you any pictures, but that's why we're a republic. A group of people from this area said, you know, we believe X, Y, and Z, and we're going to send you over to the next group of people and let them know what we're doing over here, and we're going to work it up to the top and all come together, you know, to trade and exist and try to govern ourselves that way. Anyway, but if you can't see that something funny's going on, then you don't want to see. And you're one of them. One of them? What do you mean, Heath? You're one of the ones that want to take over. If you have a what's in it for me mentality, hey, you're going to go far in the New World Order. But those of us with a brain, one of us with a brain is worth 10 of you that are just looking out for themselves. But I want to talk a little bit about just the little tricksies out there, stuff that sounds good sounds nifty in theory, but you know, it's really being slipped in there under you when you're not looking, and then it could be used against you later. For example, I hear tell there's a secret app on a lot of your new cell phones. Oh boy, it tracks every move you make, every call you make, every place you go, and all that. Well, that's Big Brother. Big Brother's watching. Yes. And it's, you know, oh, it can justify it. Yeah, I want them to cater my purchases to me and my advertising to me. Huh? It's just not good, folks. Along those lines, I want to talk about your car. I know you've seen that commercial where the guy goes, hey, do it again, and he unlocks the car. I don't know, his wife pushes a button on the computer or whatever, but that's not good, folks. You've seen the commercial where the cops are chasing somebody that stole your car, and yeah, let's shut the car down. Blip. Oh, blip. Your car shuts off. Think all those electronics on your car are a good thing? No. But you see, years ago, Al Gore and his buddies, Billy Clinton and his buddies, oh, all the cars got to get more per mile, more per mile, more per mile. Well, the only way to do that is to squeeze down that drop of gas and control everything electronically. Oh, well, we got to put all these electronics on your car. Well, next thing you know, along with that is the way to shut it off. And then they can shut it off, you know, remotely. And what a way to stop a possible revolution in this country. Yeah, this is Obama. That's not my best Obama, but yeah, we've got an upheaval. It ain't even Obama, it's Norris and those communist cocksuckers. I'm sorry, did I say that? I guess I did. They're communists, alright. But oh, what are we going to do? We got to rule the world. That's what they want, folks. They want to rule the world, and they sneak in a little here, they sneak in a little there, and don't tell me you can't see it because it happens in your own house. You give your wife full access to the checkbook, and by golly, well, I work hard around here. I'm going to go treat myself to some new shoes and a bag. Next thing you know, you're out $250, and you wonder what happened to your money. Well, we got what we paid for around here, people. I didn't, but most of y'all did. They got their money, their hands on our money. They got their hand in the cookie jar. They just let them go. Oh, little Johnny took another cookie. Can you see the relationships? On your car, they shut your car down. What a way to stop a revolution. All that boop. Oh, no vehicles. That's, you know, I was almost embarrassed a little bit that my vehicles are so old, but you know what? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're old enough that somebody don't have a switch on them somewhere. And so, you know, I might even buy something older yet. See the big push? Oh, we got to crush all the old cars. That way nobody drives them. Anyway, that's not good, folks. GPS on your car. Pretty soon you're going to get a phone call. Hey, comrade, you're not on your predetermined route for work. Where are you going today? Think it doesn't happen? It already happens. Now, it's a security issue, but truck drivers hauling expensive loads for Target, Walmart, them kind of places, when they pick up a trailer, they go, boo, this trailer's going to Florida. And so, you know, you got to go a certain way. And if you get more than a few miles off that path, phones start ringing. Hey, truck driver, what are you doing down there? Well, I swung down to Dallas to see some family. I got 2 more days to get to Florida. But see, they're already watching. They. Just different theys, but all part of one big communist they who want to rule you, me, us, this country, the world. Talking about cars, takes gas to run your car. I'm going to tell you something most of you don't believe, but I believe this old planet makes oil. Ain't got nothing to do with dinosaurs. I'm not a chemist or geologist, but there's been more than one report that I've read somewhere years ago that the oil wasn't about dinosaurs, and the thing is, you can't hardly find it. But might be worth going back and researching if you can. But when I was a little kid in the 70s, they had gas lines, and oh my God, we're about out of oil. Well, if that was true, then we ought to be about out now. But we're not, are we? No. And there's plenty of oil right here on the Continental 48. There's a buttload of oil in Alaska. We should be drilling, drilling, drilling. But instead, we're beholden to somebody else, somebody with power and money. America needs to stand alone. We lack nothing. We have everything we need right here. But we're paying somebody back, folks. And if you don't believe it, you're not looking close enough. There's no reason gas and oil should be that high. If I owned a envelope factory and I just said, oh, increase the cost of the envelopes, you know, 0.5 cent on every envelope, and pretty soon all the envelope boxes are up, and you know, whatever percentage that is, but boop, they're up. Well, I do another cent next month, boop, they're up. Pretty soon I've raised them a dime, and that's what they're doing. They're taking money from us a dime at a time. I go to the gas tank, go to the gas station. I mean, it used to be $2. You know, when gas hit $2 10 years ago or so, man, I thought there was going to be some upheavals, but no. Everybody had enough disposable income, and oh, we really didn't notice, and oh well, what can you do? Well, you're right. What can one guy do? But you start talking it up, and if one knows, and 2 guys know, and 10 guys know, and 100 guys know, and if everybody knows something's up, then we can all watch for it. Because if you were sneaking in my house and I said, "Hey, you sneaking in my house?" Why, no. The way to put the kibosh on it is to talk about it. So you got to put away this notion of not talking about politics and religion, because that's what it's going to boil down to. What do you believe? You on the side of good or evil? Forget religion. What's it going to be? Anyway, price of gas shouldn't be that high. Look at soda. You can, pardon me, wholesale it 3 cents a can. It's went down over the years. Here lately it's gone up because of the price of fuel, but let's forget that for a moment. Somewhere there's a Pepsi factory, and that factory's paid off, and the machines are paid off, and they're all just sitting there chugging away making Pepsi. And they just keep making more of it, and there's more of it and more of it, and we got to move these inventories, so charge less so we can sell more. Would you rather sell a bunch at a lower price or a few at a higher price? Age-old question. But gas is no different. We've shut down refineries in 15, 20 years, last 15, 20 years. Then replace them. Then we regulated the other ones till they can't hardly do business. But somehow petroleum and oil companies making money hand over fist. You couldn't stop driving, could you? For one day you couldn't stop driving. Just stay home, not drive. Imagine if nobody bought gas for a day. Then maybe you could go 2 days. Then you make that trip to the store really count. It's getting to a point at $4 or $5 a gallon. How much disposable income you got? What a way to siphon off money, a dime at a time, from the American population. Just keep taking their gas money, keep taking their money out of their pocket. Anyway, what else do I want to tell you? I was just going to ask, I know a lot of you have friends and family in the military, and I'm going to ask, if you are in the military, please try to hang in there and stay in there, because we're all going to need good people with good mind, a heart, and a conscience in positions within the military, because there's going to come a day, friends, civilian military personnel are going to fire on civilian population here in America. And all I can hope is wherever it may happen the first time, maybe there's a guy with a conscience and a heart that knows it's wrong and can try to stop it. Because I don't appreciate how they're taking the military and trying to do civilian operations. It's illegal. The communist shadow government has walked all over our Constitution, our rights as Americans, and we can still fight it, but we got to hunker down and apply ourselves. There's an old phrase for you, but it's true. You can't just go out chasing the beer and the power and the money and the glory and the girls and the cars and the iPhones and the Wii's and all that crap. Can you imagine what we could get done if we even got together a little bit? Not even physically in the same room, but just talking it over and get together, that we know something's wrong. Some of you know something's wrong, but not sure what. Well, I'm telling you, you're not crazy. Crazy's out there. Communists equals crazy. And it's a mindset, and it's confusing, and they accuse you of what they are. You see how they already want the Tea Party to be terrorists and wackos and crazies? do you see how in anybody or organization that's a Tea Party or a constitutionalist or states' rights advocate, oh, they're all crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. They're dissidents. They're terrorists. We've got to do something about that. They're training our law enforcement now that we're the bad guy, that those are the bad guys. And they're buying it because they're young guys chasing a paycheck. I got my pay. All I got to do is round up these terrorists. Do you know where freedom is, young man? Anyway, that's some highlights. So I encourage everyone to tune in to Alex Jones. He's got a lot of good information, and they research it and they dig it out. I hope you'll support Ron Paul for president, and I'm actually rooting for Jesse the Body to be his running mate. But I heard Jesse say he'll only do it as an independent candidate, and I agree. Anyway, I'm just asking you to use your head and keep your eyes open, because going to work and paying your taxes isn't cutting it anymore, because those guys have their money on the taxes and they've given it away. They're giving it away. It's the damnedest thing. It's like your teenager from your basement stealing money out of your wallet, and then he goes and treats his buddies to a hooch party in your basement. But that's what it is. So anyway, friends, keep your eyes open. If Jesus don't come in 2012, we're going to have a lot of work ahead of us. And so sometime in the future, I'm sure, you'll have a opportunity to support Heath Norris for governor in 2014. God willing. So anyway, friends, thanks for any and all support. Tell your friends, and God bless the United States of America.